One of the most frequently requested services from Adizes Institute, and for me personally, is how to free a founder of a company from the founder's trap. He feels, or she feels, enough, I built a business, it's time for me to go and do other things. And they cannot leave, they cannot leave. They kind of feel trapped. Like one of the clients of mine asked me once, Dr. Adizes, do you know when do you stop making love to a gorilla? I said, I don't know. He says, not when you want, when the gorilla wants. Basically, you started with playing with a little airy thing, and it grew up, and it was fun. But it grew up to be a big 200-pound gorilla, and now you don't know who is controlling whom. That's why it's called a trap. What do we do? Many consultants say, well, it's time to retire the founder or fire the entrepreneur and bring professional management in. I consider that to be a very radical surgery, which is very painful and not necessarily very valuable, because you're cutting the heart of the organization out. True, there are collateral damage of that behavior of the founder, which is totally controlling everything, and thus becoming a bottleneck. But at the same time, he's very critical, knows the material, knows the business, knows everything. What do we do now? We need them, but we really suffer from them. What do we do? How do we make the transition? I've developed some methodologies, interventions that are simple, but please realize they're not simple, they're simplified. Took a long time to develop how it should work. And I tried it for several years in several companies, and it works. So let me share it with you, and maybe you would like to try it. And if you have some positive or even negative reaction to this, write to me so that I can maybe improve what I'm telling you now to do. First thing I recommend to do is have once a month, but no less than once a quarter, a meeting with top executives where the following principles should be followed. Number one, desiredly it should be outside of the office, so you don't have telephone interruptions. If secretaries show up with documents to sign or calls to make, punish them. No interruptions. It's like Christmas Eve. No interruptions, please. At least 3-4 hours, you should be able to go away from the business and not be interrupted. No telephones, no messages, nothing. Done. You're secluding yourself. Take your top management together, all those that are critical to the growth of the company, success of the company, and close yourself somewhere. Now, the next rule, the next principle, is have no agenda. I repeat, no agenda. Because the moment you have agenda, you are now into the decision-making with all the conflicts. No, 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 no. Here the purpose is courtship. Back to talking, just talking and dreaming. All right? You know what I'm really telling you is, I learned this from a psychiatrist. He said the people that don't dream have a problem. They dream and they don't remember. They really need to dream. It's necessary to dream, because dreams relieve the fears of the past and deal with the possibilities of the future. You need to dream. That's psychologically healthy. And by the way, when you started your company, you were dreaming. You had a dream. Then it became a nightmare. We need to dream. We need to go back to the courtship. We need to be continuously keeping those dates, falling in love and ongoing in the organization. So, we go away, somewhere closed, close by, but closed, no interruptions, no agenda, but we have a topic. First time it will be marketing, client interface, what's happening in the market, what we should do, what the competition is doing, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think? And the next month it will be transformation. Are we producing the right products? How do we produce them? Can we produce them better? What problems do we have that we should improve on? We are talking like friends. We are talking, and no decisions are going to be taken. No decisions to be taken, forbidden. Next time, or the next day, you can make decisions. This is a talk time, falling in love time. We are not making any commitments whatsoever. We are just talking. Keep it open. The third time will be human factors. Are we having the right people? What kind of people do we have? What kind of people should we have? How should we reward them? We just talk about people. Free talking, no pressure, no tension, because no decisions are being taken. No decisions are being taken, no tension. I'm repeating it because it's very important. And the next time will be finance. Do we have enough money? Where do we get the money? How do we raise the money? Are we wasting the money? And you should participate as a founder in this discussion. And what's happening? You're transferring your dreams, your knowledge, your capabilities to the organization. So if anything happens to you, they remember, because this was a talk you shared with them and they shared with you, and it's becoming now a group concept rather than your individual concept. I also recommend that you do that, let's say, in the late afternoon, early evening, so that you eat together. Don't go to a restaurant. Also try not to cater. Bring the raw material and let's make sandwiches together. People that eat together, people that part bread together, fight less. So you want to create an EI environment. We create and we share. So if anything happens to the founder, the process of meeting regularly, you have to open the calendar and say, every first Tuesday of whatever, month, a quarter, whatever. But it has to be fixed. That's it. No change. You don't have to schedule when are we meeting next time. Like Christmas. God did not say decide when you want to have Christmas. It says exactly when to have Christmas. So you take the calendar and say the first Monday of the quarter, the first Tuesday of the month, or whatever it is. At this hour, we are going away. It's fixed. It's corporate calendar, cannot be changed. And people have to schedule the time around it. Must be there. And if they cannot be there, they have to send somebody who represents them in their knowledge, and that person can totally participate like anybody else and not just be a substitute. And if somebody is missing 3 sessions in a row, is out of the meeting, and their replacement is now permanent. That way, you have some continuity. That's one trick. Call it trick, because it's a process. You must take the time to institutionalize your entrepreneurship, to institutionalize your vision, and to make it a group vision rather than your individual vision. What do you do in the meantime? You have to run the business. Now let's assume that you're tired. You just have had it. You really want to travel with your wife and with your kids, or you want to do something else, or you want to do some community work, or you want to be involved politically. You don't want to manage anymore, day to day. You're tired of the operational side. Now what do you do? The solution that I gave you before is not good for that, because it is really for strategic thinking, direction, that kind of a thing. Now we need the operational, day-to-day management. What do we do? Here is what worked. Here are the rules. Write them down. If you miss one of them, it doesn't work. It's like medicine. It tells you how many to take, how often to take, and how to take the pills. Same thing here. Please follow the rules. You appoint an executive committee. All the movers and shakers, big group, no more than 7, no less than 3. Who are the key people, multidisciplinary? Head of finance, head of marketing, sales, head of manufacturing, you decide. Who are the key people in your company? That's called an executive committee. Excellent. Appoint an integrator. What does an integrator mean? And desiredly, we can train them. Okay, we can train them. But even if it's not trained, tell him what his job is. His job is not to chair. He's not a chairman. He's an integrator. What does it mean? Facilitates a discussion. Facilitates a discussion. That's all that is to it. See to it that the people are talking without interrupting or something like that. He's an integrator. Appoint one of the people there to be the administrator. What does it make? First of all, makes the agenda by asking members of the executive committee what the subject is going to be. Writes the agenda, writes the minutes, and communicates the minutes. So you have 2 roles in the executive committee. Next. Now they should give you the agenda 24 hours prior, and you have within 24 hours, or maybe 48 hours, anyway, from the time they give it to you, which you have to tell them by when they have to give you the agenda, you have the right to veto any subject you don't want them to discuss, because you might think that it is too dangerous for them to discuss. Or maybe you're not going to veto, but you're going to decide that you want to attend the meeting. You can attend any meeting you want, but you don't have to. You either veto the subject, or you attend it because the subject is too important, or you let them discuss. So you're in control of the agenda. The administrator of the executive committee has to submit to you 24 hours after the meeting the minutes of the meeting with the decisions taken, what was decided. And you have 24 hours to veto any decision they have taken. And if you don't veto anything, it passes. Now, what am I telling you? You're in control, but you don't have to be there. You know what they're going to be discussing. If it's important to you, attend or veto it. And then you attend it, and you lead it. And if they discuss something you agree for them to discuss, and you agree with their decisions, done. If you don't agree with the decisions, you veto it, call the meeting, and you run it, and you decide. Now look what's happening. You don't get involved in what you don't want to get involved. You're in control, but you're not losing control. You're not losing control without being there. Is that clear? So let me repeat it. Executive committee, integrator, administrator, give you the agenda, give you the minutes. You can veto the agenda, you can veto the decisions. Let them run the business, and you're on the top of it. Thank you very much.